if you want to build a long-term sustainable Beachbody business with a nice income that's growing at a good pace, you got to build a deep organization. And what I mean by that is usually, like a lot of times when you're a coach, you're signing coaches, but your coaches never get to the point where they're getting coaches of their own. So it's really only you that's adding coaches to the team. And so it's 100% your effort. And for that reason, your team volume and your team bonus never really grows significantly. If you can build an organization where your coaches are getting to the point where they can get coaches of their own, and then their coaches can get coaches of their own, now you're starting to build a deep organization that's growing away from you, and your team volume and that team bonus is going to grow at a faster pace, which is really nice. So two things that I had to learn the hard way that really helped me build a deep organization. Number one was when I signed a new coach, I would train them, and then when they got to the point where they were getting a coach of their own, I would train their coach. So we'd get the three of us on a call, and I would have my coach watch while I trained their coach. And I hated doing that. Like I was working full time as an accountant. I didn't want to, do that, but I forced myself to, and it paid huge dividends long term. So there's two reasons that works really well. Number one is your coach gets to watch you train a new coach, and that makes your coach learn a little bit more about how to train a coach and feel more comfortable with training a new coach. And the new coach gets to be trained by someone who's a little bit more veteran than a brand new coach who's never trained anybody before. So it's a win-win. And I would do that for my coach with as many coaches as they needed me to train of their own until they felt comfortable enough to train their coaches on their own. And then I could just be on the call if they needed me to, just watching, and then I could jump in if they needed me, until the point they didn't need me at all anymore. And then they were off running, building teams of their own, which is huge. The second thing I'll tell you is you just got to be consistent. If you're putting in all this effort to get your coaches comfortable with training coaches and training their coaches and training coaches 3 levels deep, that's great. But if you all of a sudden kind of put this whole thing on the back burner, all those coaches are going to see that and they're going to start to question it and fall off. So when you put this thing on the back burner, it goes backwards. You can't just put it on the back burner and then come back a month later and expect it to be where it was. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. So you hear it all the time. You got to be consistent. But it's true. So I had to learn those two things the hard way, but they really do help, and I hope that helps, guys.